piece of crap. Same dude has killed me like 10 times. Alright then, I'll show them how it's done. Oh, it's on now. Highway to the danger zone.
Let's go.
Hello again, my chickadees. Game & Chick is back once again with another review. Before we get to it, I'd like to give a big thank you to the kind folks over at EA for providing me with a review copy to make this review possible. Thank you so much. So now with that having been said, let's get to it. Battlefield 2042 is the latest entry in the long-running Battlefield franchise that is developed by DICE and published by EA. Shifting away from the single-player component of the title, which we saw in Battlefield 5, DICE aims to strengthen and bolden the core aspect of what makes the Battlefield series a truly enjoyable experience, the multiplayer. But was this the right decision? Or should they have just improved upon groundwork they previously laid out? Only one way to find out, so let's go! Gameplay. If you're familiar with the Battlefield franchise, which how could you not be, this series has been around since like 2002, then you basically know what you're getting yourself into with the huge maps, destructible environments, chaotic warfare that keeps fights intense, and using all gadgets, vehicles, planes, and helicopters to your advantage. While of course all of these make their grand return, there are a few differences here and there in regards to the gameplay department with relation to the game's campaign mode and the brand new Hazard Zone. If you're just coming off something like Call of Duty Vanguard or another FPS that may have a story mode and expect one to be in here, well then you aren't a very good listener because I literally said that there wasn't a story mode in this title in the opening lines of this review, you big silly. For me personally, I took that news as a bit of a bummer, because I'm a big single-player fan and I like being able to jump into a game's campaign, meeting characters, and then move on to multiplayer modes for extra enjoyment, but no such luck here. I knew this already though going into it, so it will not be factored into my overall verdict at the end of the review, so don't worry about that nitpick. Now that you know that this game is just focused on multiplayer, has some new modes, retains some of the classic Battlefield experiences, let's say we hop into just what exactly you'll be doing in this multiplayer-only title, shall we? Upon booting up your game, you will notice that you have 3 options to select from: All-Out Warfare, Hazard Zone, and Portal. Each one of these game modes offers a slightly different experience than the others, but all remaining true to one thing: chaos.
Chaos.
No, not that chaos from Final Fantasy. I'm talking all-out Michael Bay festive war, with explosions and bodies flying everywhere. Selecting All-Out Warfare lets you pick between 2 playstyle game modes under this category, called Conquest and Breakthrough. Conquest is your traditional all-out Battlefield experience in which you and your team must fight to secure specific and strategic locations on your map to secure the W and deplete your foe's reinforcements. Either push forward to take the fight to them, or be like me and chill and wait for people to come to you while holding your team's position from being taken over. I'm basically a glorified camper, but hey, with 128 people fighting all at once during Conquest, what the heck do you expect? Hold up, 128 people? The hell, doesn't it get crowded? Well, yes and no. The map sizes are massive, so much so that you feel like a little ant in this vast open-ended world you're a part of. Sometimes you get dropped off at a location and there could be dozens of people waiting there to blast you to holy hell. But then again, 2 minutes later, you're stuck running for 5 minutes or something, trying to even find someone to kill. It's a mixed bag. Sometimes bigger is not always better, but it's a Battlefield staple, so it is what it is. Breakthrough is similar to Conquest, but the change here is that the opposite team has an infinite amount of reinforcement spawns, while yours is limited. Your objective is to capture and control all points before your respawn limit is depleted. It's basically like attack and defend, and it's intense as heck. My Michael Bay moment in this mode occurred when I was in a helicopter with some of my teammates, and us just having been hit by a missile or rocket. I didn't realize how much danger we were in, and I'm like, guys, why did you stop firing? And then I turn and just see teammates one after the other bailing on me. And I'm like, oh crap. I felt like I was going to go down with the plane like that one episode of Power Rangers with Bulk and Skull. Then as soon as I bailed myself and jumped out of the plane, no sooner than 1 second later did it explode behind me. Kaboom! I guess you can just call me James Bond from now on. Also, additionally, this mode can also be played solo and cooperative with your buddies, should you not want to play it with a full 128-player group. But let me just warn you, that will just make it even harder. Playing against an infinite number of enemies is not a very wise strategy. I have the battle wounds to prove it. Next we have Hazard Zone, a 32-player extraction type of gameplay that requires you and your teammates to focus on gathering data pieces and extracting them. This mode is focused more on strategy than completely annihilating your opponent, so if you're more into the teamwork aspect of shooters, this may be the one for you. One of the key reasons to stick together as a group in this mode is due to you not getting an instant respawn in this mode. And should you die, you then must wait for your group to be redeployed. So try not to Leroy Jenkins your team and cause you guys to lose.
Alright, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Leroy, you were just stupid as hell.
At least I have chicken.
I definitely didn't do that. I swear. With this being a brand new mode for the Battlefield franchise, I have to say, it's not too shabby. I'm not too good at the all-out 128-player matches, but I can do pretty decently when lowered to 32 players and below. So for that reason alone, with it not making me look like a total loser, it gets a pass from me, albeit on a biased technicality. Finally, we have Portal Mode, the last of the 3 modes that you will be able to access for your online entertainment. Portal Mode lets you play remastered content from past Battlefields, such as Battlefield 1942 with Conquest and Battle at the Bulge, Bad Company 2 Rush Mode on Arica Harbor, Battlefield 3 Conquest on Caspian Border, etc., as well as community-created events. These 3 modes, when selecting from the menu though, sometimes they just don't work. What I mean by this is, at certain times, either the game was glitching or no one was playing. You load up a mode and then hop into a match, and you're just stuck on a screen with you and a few other people, waiting for a match to start with literally no one else joining in to be able to start the game. It doesn't happen all the time, but at one point I was stuck waiting for around 10 minutes before we got a match going. Total annoyance. However, when you do get to play, it's okay, I guess. 1942 and Battlefield 3 are basically just what you play in the normal Conquest modes in All-Out Warfare, just on classic game maps. Nothing to write home about. Although playing some World War II on Conquest with 1942 is surprisingly the more fun of the two. But my favorite mode in Portal is easily Bad Company 2 Rush Mode. Here in Rush, your objective can either be defend your capture points from having bombs planted, and your objective capture points from being blown up, otherwise you're forced to retreat, thus losing your ground and your reinforcements. Vice versa from the attacking side, your goal is to plant bombs, take the objective by blowing them up, and advancing until all the reinforcements are depleted for your opponents, or you successfully blow everything else up. This was my favorite mode, bar none. I've always been more of an attack and defend type of player, so I was able to hold one point nearly by myself for over 10 minutes. For once, I wasn't the screw-up for my team. Go figure. The complaint I see the most in regards to not only Battlefield 42, but the Battlefield franchise as a whole in general is that it's too slow, too big and open, and feels like a chore to find people. While those are not inherently wrong, I feel like people are missing the point of Battlefield and compare it far too much to franchises like Call of Duty, when both of these franchises are vastly different in playstyles than one another. On one hand, you have the fast-paced arcade-like action of Call of Duty, where one person can be a one-man wrecking crew and win the day, while Battlefield will require a slower and methodical approach to how you complete your missions by working together with others. One attempts to aim at more realistic chaos, and the other, Call of Duty, is the pick-up-and-play option. I feel the best comparison from my own personal perspective would be like comparing Counter-Strike to Team Fortress Classic. Counter-Strike is your Battlefield with slower-paced combat that can take more teamwork, and Team Fortress Classic aims to be the more chaotic of the two. With some teamwork involved, sure, but overall it's more arcade-like. Now me, for instance, I'm more of an arcade-like player, so personally choosing, I'd have to lean more towards Call of Duty in that franchise. But if I wanted over-the-top action movie explosions and all hell breaking loose with strong focus on teamwork, then I'd definitely go with Battlefield. Not even a tough decision. I'll be real with you, I've never been a great Battlefield player. I'm actually really, really bad. But I've always gotten tons of enjoyment out of the intense and insane action each title brings, and that held true for my Battlefield 2042 experience as well. Most of my own enjoyment always comes from how badly I do when picking up a tank, truck, plane, or hovercraft. Because I'm absolutely god-awful when trying to control anything, seriously. If you have a death wish, let me drive and I can guarantee you that we will fall off a cliff, slam into a tree, flip without hitting anything, or crash my plane within 10 seconds of taking off. Yep. However, I contribute a lot to how bad of a driver I am to a case of bad luck. Like, it's as if I walked under a ladder after cracking a mirror on the same day a black cat crossed my path as I stepped on a crack to break my mother's back. That kind of bad luck. For instance, my very first match on Arctic on Hazard Zone, literally 2 seconds after my first spawn, a plane loses control and crashes right on top of me. Are you freaking kidding me? Not only that, but I decided to get brave and drive a hovercraft to one of the main objective points, and I wanted to be like an action movie, so I hit an ice ramp. I should not have done that. Why? Well, it's because when I hit the ramp, I flew off and, wouldn't you know it, I hit one of my teammates' helicopters, knocked it off balance, and it spun and crashed. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I felt so bad that I tried to embarrass kill myself by driving off the cliff as atonement for my actions, and I even failed at that too, landing straight on the nose of my vehicle, and I was just fine. Overall, at the end of the day, Battlefield 2042 can be a pretty fun experience, with modes like Hazard Zone giving you more incentive to focus on teamwork and management of your respawns, solo mode for players who just want to chill by themselves or with close friends, 128-player action that leaves little to the imagination and makes every match an exciting adventure, portal mode letting you play classic Battlefield modes like Rush that gives gameplay more diversity. All of these are great, but that's kind of where the praise ends. Where the game falls short is with several things. One of these being sometimes the servers can take up to 10 minutes to find a match, FPS drops in high-stake battles where a lot is going on, server lag, overall there only really being just a couple of game modes such as Hard Zone, community events, and Rush mode, since All Out Warfare, 1942, and Battlefield 3 are all using Conquest player matches, only with slight deviations, with that being classic maps. Couple into that the fact that this game on PS5 and Series X launches at a $70 price tag, I can't justify a purchase for that tag based off of what is offered here. I wish the awesome maps in Arctic, Shipyard, and large scalable skyscrapers via cables could change my mind, because they're so good. But I have to be 100% honest with you all. Don't get it twisted, there is a really fun game in here. I've had a lot of fun, but it just needed a little bit more for what they're asking. Hopefully future updates will give us just that. So with that having been said, my verdict is clear. Game & Chick says wait until a $40 price tag comes along. Hey everyone, thanks for watching! I really hope you enjoyed that review, and I look forward to bringing more to you in the coming future. For new people, feel free to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like or share, and for people already subscribed, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you do not miss out on any future content upload. Also, feel free to click on my other reviews linked above, because they're kinda cool too. So, give them a look! Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch all you chickadees on the next one. Quink!